What if you knew Jesus was hungry? What would you do to feed him? Would that be a priority? Jesus said, "Feed the hungry." Good morning, and welcome to 755 Live. For about 5 minutes, you'll hear all about easy-to-remember soundbite versions of what Jesus said. And the point is to help you experience life to the fullest, the Jesus way. Today's Jesus Said comes from Matthew 25, verses 35 through 36. This passage, or this area of Matthew 25, inspires a lot of these Jesus Saids. And you can find a different command of Jesus at our weekday Bible plan at bible.today.church. So let's read from Matthew 25, reading from the New King James Version in verse 34. Then the king will say to those on his right hand, "Come, you blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me." And the king will answer and say to them, "Assuredly, I say to you, inasmuch as you did it to one of the least of these my brethren, you did it to me." Now this is very clear. Jesus is saying, if you don't do these things for the least of these, you're not doing it for me, for Jesus. Well, brings the question, why aren't we doing that? Now, Matthew 24 and 25 was talking about signs of the end. And in some of those signs, Jesus said that there would be rumors of war. We definitely are there. He said that lawlessness or iniquity will increase. We're definitely there. There's a lot of big sins in the world. Paul tells us in 2 Thessalonians 3 that before Jesus returns, there will be a falling away first. Well, what would falling away look like? Well, let's ask the opposite of that. What does not falling away look like? It looks like obedience. Was that what we're known for? Ask someone who doesn't follow Jesus what church people are like. Let me tell you what you won't hear. You won't hear, well, they're all about feeding the hungry, welcoming the stranger, clothing the poor, visiting the sick, going to the prisoner. Unfortunately, we often hear the opposite. Well, why? Well, because we think following Jesus is about getting our needs met. That maybe it's the preacher's job or the church's job to feed us. How many times have you heard, "Oh, well, I don't go there anymore. I'm just not being fed. I'm just not being fed. I can't do that anymore. I'm just not being fed." Well, that's not what Jesus meant when he told Peter to feed his sheep. His sheep hear his voice, but they don't just listen to the words. They actually do what he said. Jesus said, "Feed the hungry," not show up to be fed. Actually, Jesus said, "I am the hungry. You either did or didn't feed me." So how do we ignore Jesus? I mean, why do 25,000 people a day in our world die of hunger-related causes, and yet we still ignore what Jesus said? Now, I don't claim to have all the answers or to even be doing all that I can to obey what Jesus said, but we have to stop being content with doing less. We won't stand before Jesus one day to answer for our church attendance or the scriptures that we posted with one click from a Bible app. We're going to have to answer the question, "I was hungry, and what did you do?" There's more to that than just physical hunger. People are hungry for relationship. People are hungry just to be noticed. Jesus said, "Feed the hungry." How can you put that into action today? Thank you so much for listening. If this is meaningful to you, it really does mean a lot when you like it, when you share it, when you comment. I really appreciate you. I hope that you have an amazing day, and I hope this time together has helped you live life to the fullest, the Jesus way. And remember, follow Jesus today. Love first.